Toyota is introducing some new materials for the magnets. What is the purpose of that?
But basically, Toyota is increasing dramatically the number of hybrid vehicles on the market, and that means that we need more and more electrical machines. So if we continue with this increase of electrical machine, at some point there will not be enough material to actually create those kind of electric motors. One example is the material in the rotor of the electric motor. In the rotor, we have a core that is ferromagnetic. It means the material consists of about 70% of iron, but 30% of the material is so-called rare earth material. We have, for instance, neobidium in there. It's element 61 in the table of Mendeleev. But it's a rare earth material, so it's material that is not abundantly available, and therefore, if we want to continue, we need to be able to replace such kind of materials in the future. And the countermeasures we did, actually to make sure that you keep the magnetization, actually, so if you want to keep the magnetic performance, what we did is we reduced the grain of the magnetic material. The boundary material has quite some effect. So we reduced the grain in a first step, and then also we concentrated the rare earth material on the boundaries of the grains. So we have a kind of two-layer. The neobidium is mainly on the boundary, and in the center there is less of concentration of this material. And this is replaced by more easy-to-find materials such as lanthanum or cesium. And if we replace the structure like that, we can reduce the material. We can keep the same kind of performance still. So that is the research that we have been developing at the moment.
So it was a solution for the problem that was you are running out of material of itself, yeah?
Today we're not yet running out of material, but the projections towards the future show that there's different projections, but let's say by 2025 we could run into difficulties and that there could be limitations to availability of a component like neobidium, for instance.
Are you thinking about, there's always with electric cars and hybrid vehicles, there's always a problem of the battery still being not the nicest to the environment when it's over with the usage.
Yeah, I think the battery is a highly valuable component in an electric vehicle or a hybrid car. So I think it's essential that the way the battery is treated after the vehicle comes end of life is very important. So this could be, on the one hand, refurbishing batteries, reusing them for other vehicles, or reusing the batteries for still kind of energy storage projects, for instance, in residential applications. After that, I think it's also important to recycle and to manage the disposal of those kind of batteries. But if we can manage that, then I think it's possible to have a recycling of the batteries and managing the batteries. That's completely okay.
Are there any new materials in store, or something that the batteries could develop, or even with the hydrogen? It's it was a big boom a couple of years ago, and now there's nowhere to be found.
Okay, there's maybe two answers to that. One is the batteries. Maybe I can start with that one. Batteries, I think, is a gradual development, and we have nickel metal hydride batteries. We have also lithium batteries. We're working on next generation batteries like the solid state batteries. Toyota is doing a lot of in-house research for that. Those batteries will allow faster recharge. They will be more compact. So they have a potential towards the future to further improve recharging range and so on, and taking up less space. But they are still in pre-development, honestly speaking. These are things we're thinking to introduce maybe between 2020 2025, but those components are currently in the pre-development still at this moment. When you talk about hydrogen, I need to say Toyota is still very committed to hydrogen, because we want to move to a society with renewables, but you need to be able to store the energy coming from the renewables. We can store it maybe in batteries for a short amount of time, but if we want to store energy for a much longer period of time, then hydrogen is a very good solution. We can transfer the electricity, the green electricity, into hydrogen. Hydrogen is then stored, it's an energy storage, and it can actually then be used for household application. It can be used for not only transport, for ships, whatever, but also we believe that in transport, for instance in trucks, but also in vehicles with a very high mileage, where it's important to have a quick refueling and a reasonably long mileage, it is important to have fuel cells and to have hydrogen. So Toyota is still very, very much committed to the fuel cell, and we will continue to develop fuel cell vehicles. That's for sure.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.
You're very welcome.